Hello and welcome to Soul 20 Therapy Insights. Today's topic of discussion is on the concept of our personal choices for adopting happiness in life. We hardly ever look at the possibility that we can deliberately exercise our personal powers for choosing happiness in whatever scenarios we may encounter in life. I guess we are often too busy with life that we actually lose sight and forget what actually matters to us most. Can we consciously choose to be happy on a daily basis instead of uncontrollably feeling sad about our life experiences and encounters? If we have the choice to be happy, then we need to seriously question ourselves why majority of us choose misery and unhappiness on a daily basis. Surely our personal happiness is one of the most important reasons for our existence. As a matter of fact, the pursuit of happiness is what actually drives us in life, isn't it? If you are genuinely seeking happiness, then we should legitimately question and understand why we often feel paralyzed to exercise our rights and consciously choose happiness in life. As we all know, there are many stressed and unhappy people all around us. And we don't have to look hard, as they are everywhere. You can see grim faces at work, in social encounters, family gatherings, and often at home with our loved ones. There is no doubt that every single person in this world ultimately wishes for happiness. The question is why they can't consciously choose happiness and why they become addicted to the miseries, sorrows, and griefs instead. Is there a hidden part within us that goes against our natural grain of being, desires and wishes, and somehow prevent us from being happy? And why on earth such a part possesses more power than our conscious self? And why does it deliberately derail us from experiencing happiness in life? To explore such strange human anomaly, I'm going to propose 3 interesting questions and investigate how we actually make choices in our heads. In this examination, I shall reveal to you some surprising discrepancies that exist between the way we consciously desire things in life and the way we often unconsciously go about not achieving them. That is to say, we end up behaving in such a conflicting way that ensures we never achieve those desires that we set out to obtain. In other words, our choices somehow do not necessarily support what we desire and to set out to accomplish in life. Such inconsistencies truly deserve further explanations, especially for those of us who are adamant and subscribe to the notion of free will. Okay, let's explore what I mean here. Point 1. Do you believe that people in general are pleasure-seeking creatures and they consciously dislike being in pain or experience negative feelings such as sadness or anger? I'm sure you all agree to this particular point, that majority of us do not like pain and we consciously do not choose pain. One could argue that even the masochists, at the end, are driven by the sense of pleasure they obtain through their particular actions, and they don't want pain for the sake of experiencing pain. Okay, point 2. Do you also agree that majority of people truly believe they have free will and they can choose whatever they wish on their conscious terms? And this basically implies that there are no factors, no variables that can interfere with their conscious decision-making process. And they can remain totally objective in how they make their choices. Society always reminds us that we have free will. That plays an important role in our judicial system. You basically pay for your choices. Okay. Point 3. Do you also agree that out of every experience or scenarios in life, we can either have a negative or positive reaction to the event? There are two possibilities we can have in every scenario. Either to be okay with it and not let your overall quest for happiness in life become quashed by the event, or conversely, feel sad and miserable. Disregard of the severity of the event we encounter, you can either laugh about it, view it calmly, objectively, consider it philosophically, and feel at peace with it. Or you could feel devastated, take it badly to heart, and become miserable and sad about it. If you agree with these points that I've just described to you, then how would you really explain why majority of people, given they have free will and they seek happiness, actually end up choosing misery and suffering day in, day out, in preference to choosing happiness or being at peace? Disregard of the individual's level of wealth, health, or station in life, how many people do you know who are constantly struggling with their daily life and experiencing negative emotion as the normal state of being? The answer lies in the power of our subconscious mind over the conscious objectivity, and the way our subconscious makes decisions without us consciously being there or involved in any aspect of it. We think that we are objective and in charge and have free will. But this is far from the truth of how we operate internally within ourselves. There is a great misconception about our conscious objectivity in life that often ever get discussed in open social forums. The majority of us innocently believe that we objectively and consciously control and make decisions about our life events. This general misapprehension is primarily due to the fact that most people have no real comprehension of how life concepts get established and processed in their heads. Since we all like to be the master of our own destinies, it is somewhat convenient for us to assume that we are fully in charge of our lives. The truth is that very few people have any deep awareness of their true makeup, their sense of self, what drives them, where and how their beliefs come to be, and how the subconscious likes and dislikes influence their perceptions, thoughts, and actions, both positively and negatively. The subconscious mind, that is where our individual beliefs reside, is a place where our conscious mind is not permitted to probe freely. Our conscious mind is not allowed to regulate or have any control over the way our emotions are made in our subconscious factory. Our emotions are the subconscious conclusions to life events or encounters, and these emotions directly guide how we consciously perceive things, how we make decisions, and how we act in life. Such mental configuration explains why, in spite of our genuine desire for happiness, most of us generally end up choosing misery or sadness. In order to get somewhere closer to the notion of conscious or free choices, first we need to consciously become awakened, witness and override the interplay of our subconscious biases. In my next video, titled, "Are we intellectually compromised by the intensity of our beliefs?" I explain further how we can objectively rewire ourselves to intelligently grow and respond to our constantly changing world for better. Thank you.